Hey there, this is Devin.
And I'm Brad.
With Oamg, official podcast of Galactic Geek Entertainment. And this is the podcast. Yay!
Yeah, man.
Alright, so we'll start with news.
Getting nuts.
Yeah, we're going to start with some news here. Michael B. Jordan, Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four, Fan Four Stick.
Yeah.
He's not deterred. One of his next movies is going to be a comic book movie.
Oh, shit.
Apparently,
not as Johnny Storm? Or
no, well, probably not.
Gotcha.
But it's apparently it's from a comic called Blood Brothers, which is about two vampires who have been friends for like thousands of years, and then something comes along and tries to destroy the world. But I just skimmed a preview of it, but it looks pretty good.
Right on.
And he'd play one of the leads, which, obviously, so. But the most recent thing, I guess not recent, but the most upcoming thing that he's doing is later this year he's doing that Rocky spinoff where he's going to play Apollo Creed's son, and Rocky's going to train him how to fight.
Oh, that's great. Is Sylvester Stallone reprising his role?
Yeah.
Right on.
Apparently he's going to play the spoiled rich son of Apollo Creed who wants to learn how to be, not just a spoiled rich kid. Mm-hmm. And Sylvester Stallone as Rocky will teach him how to fight.
I do like Michael B. Jordan quite a bit.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Alright, next we have confirmed, or mostly confirmed, sides for Civil War.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
With some twists thrown in there. Some twists, actually, yeah.
Ooh.
So Iron Man's side, we have War Machine, obvious. Mm-hmm. Vision, pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Black Panther, which is kind of a surprise because it was rumored earlier he was going to be neutral.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Man, obviously, because it's his side.
Right.
And Black Widow, which is kind of a surprise because, she's so close with Cap.
Right, exactly.
And then we have on Captain America's side, we have Bucky. No surprise.
I've been interested to see what they're doing with Bucky now.
Yeah, I know.
Is he just going to be like Winter Soldier with his memory back? Or like?
Well, he's signed on for 9 films.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be captain for at least
He'll be captain eventually,
yeah. But anyway, so Bucky, no surprise. Falcon, no surprise. But in the picture, there's also a little Falcon-looking robot following him around. So that'd be pretty interesting. Maybe he's got his little Falcon back or whatever.
That's cool, yeah.
Captain, obviously. Agent 13, or Sharon Carter, the one who's barely in 2, as like the neighbor.
Yeah.
As like the neighbor that's like protecting him or whatever.
Yeah, that's silly.
Ant-Man and Hawkeye.
Okay.
And you'll note that Spider-Man's not in this because it's rumored he'll be on both sides.
Right, yeah.
And then you also see or hear Scarlet Witch, which is kind of weird. Maybe she dies or something.
And Hulk's not going to be in this at all, is he?
It's rumored.
Okay.
Because, what's his name? Mark Ruffalo was seen on set a couple times, but he could have just been over there to party with the cast and stuff.
Right.
But
I am really excited to see. I loved Paul Rudd in it.
I know.
I'm excited to see him like integrated with the rest of the Avengers. It's gonna be cool.
No, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe a lot of people are theorizing that the whole reason that the whole split happens in the first place is because the Avengers do some serious damage to a city on a mission or something.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of what makes the government be like, hey, you need to register, you're responsible, blah, blah, blah. And, because that's the whole thing that splits them in the first place. Right. But, it hasn't been rumored that I've heard, but maybe Scarlet Witch dies in that collateral damage or something.
That'd be kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that'd be a super bummer. I totally liked your character I liked your character.
Yeah.
So.
But they killed Quicksilver like that, so.
Yeah, but I don't think you go.
But he's not as big a deal as Scarlet Witch, I
don't think you kill Scarlet Witch right after you kill Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Because you can't have them both. You can have them both. Okay, then we have George Miller, the director of Mad Max, Fury Road, and all the other Mad Maxes, and Happy Feet, and Babe 2, Pig in the City, or
just
whatever.
2, or
I think just 2.
First one too.
Maybe 2. First one, I don't remember.
So.
But he's rumored to be directing a DC movie here, pretty soon.
Oh, that's pretty
and
rad.
it was rumored that it was going to be Man of Steel 2, but apparently that's been put on like permanent hold for a while.
Permanent hold?
Like, I don't know. It says here
it's never going to be made then if it's on permanent hold?
No, they said it's on permanent, or it's on indefinite hold. And
indefinite,
then there's another article that says permanent, so obviously it's not confirmed yet, but apparently
they're going to make another Superman. Like,
yeah, probably, but not for a while is what the rumor is.
Definitely not permanent hold.
Okay, well, that's the wording they used. Anyway.
I'm not calling you out, I'm just calling them. I'm calling the original.
Yeah.
Person who said that is.
Anyway, so there was rumors that was going to be the one that George Miller was going to direct, was, Man of Steel 2, but now that's on the back burner. And so there's rumors that he might even take Justice League from Zack Snyder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
I don't think I'd want that to happen.
I don't mind that. I mean, I like Zack Snyder, but... just after seeing, Mad Max.
Yeah, but I mean...
Holy shit.
But I mean, you also don't want to...
do crazy things with the Justice League.
Yeah, but how long has we been planning Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, production for Justice League, if it hasn't already started, starts really soon.
Right.
So he would just be like, you're directing Justice League. It starts filming in 3 months or something. Come up with a story, do it all. Even though Snyder's been around and ready to do it since before Man of Steel.
You know what I really, really want to see in the DC cinematic universe?
John Jones.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Nightwing.
I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but no, Brainiac, dude.
Yeah, that'd
as
be nice.
As the main villain in a film. Oh my god.
That'd be nice.
Like a modern Brainiac would be just give me such a boner.
That'd be awesome. Okay. Bourne 5. That's starting.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any interest at all?
I was never crazy about Bourne films, yeah.
I haven't seen all three. Well, I know there's 4, and only 3 of them have Matt Damon.
Yeah.
I've seen the first one. I've seen part of the other 2, and I've seen the one with Jeremy Renner, which was weird. Bourne is just how he is. But then in the Jeremy Renner one, Jeremy Renner has to take pills to be like Bourne.
Oh.
Not
Gotcha.
It makes him smarter, makes him stronger, all that, and it's just it was rumored that was why they were going to that's why they were going to put Renner in it, was to replace Matt Damon, but Matt Damon's back on Bourne 5, so
neato. But
I'm not sure if Renner's on this one either.
Matt Damon should play Robin.
Oh God, no!
He should be Damian Wayne.
Oh no! just have him. Knees. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm on his knees, just walking around. All right.
What are we doing now, Ben?
All right.
Oh boy.
That picture of Michael Fassbender in the Assassin's Creed outfit.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I mean, I haven't played the games, but
the games are okay. The first couple are pretty good.
I've watched people play them. And
they get.
I mean, it looks like good ass movie material. So.
Yeah. It just gets more and more convoluted as it goes.
Yeah.
So there's that. But the image is out. The movie will be coming relatively soon, I think. So.
I do love everything that Fassbender does, too.
Yeah, he's pretty good in most stuff. Let's see. Next we have... Ooh, have you heard the fan theory about The Dark Knight yet?
Ooh, what's this juicy theory?
The one that says Joker was actually the good guy and Batman was the bad guy.
Okay. Elaborate, please.
Okay. If you've seen Dark Knight, who hasn't? Basically, once Joker shows up, that's when all the mob bosses start getting crazy and, doing mad stuff, and that's when Batman and Harvey Dent and all them start kind of focusing on putting all the mob bosses away and putting all the, street thugs away. And then you have...
What do you mean once Joker shows up, though?
What?
What do you mean, once Joker shows up? Because he's throughout the whole movie.
Well, I mean, once he shows up as in, in the beginning of the movie, when he goes to the mob bosses and says, I'm going to kill Batman for you.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of when the mob bosses start getting put in jail.
I thought you meant, at some point in the movie.
No.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
But, all the mob bosses get put away.
Yeah.
The thugs get put away, stuff like that.
So he's, cleaning up the streets.
Yeah, he's
drawing more
cleaning
attention
up.
to them. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and he, starts killing some of the super corrupt city officials. Like the mayor was, I don't know if he was so much corrupt as he just was lazy or whatever, but, he gets the mayor out by killing him, and just stuff like that. And then this is a cute little part that they added at the end of the theory, which is by a Redditor, but I don't remember.
He doesn't kill the mayor, does he?
Yeah, he kills the mayor.
Who am I thinking? I'm thinking of that one dude. Is there like 2 mayors in that movie? Does he get replaced or something?
Oh, it's the police commissioner too.
Loeb? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Loeb gets the poison glass.
That's right, yeah.
The judge gets the card blown up in her car.
I thought he didn't kill the mayor.
Maybe he didn't kill the mayor.
Because Bane kills the mayor in Dark Knight Rises when he blows out
That's right. It was Loeb. It was Loeb.
The football field when he blows out that.
It was Loeb I was thinking of. But, Loeb was supposedly corrupt.
Right, yeah. In most continuities, Loeb was pretty corrupt.
But yeah, anyway. And then at the end of this post by a Redditor, it says, and if all that other stuff wasn't enough, he got the city's vigilante to go to hiding for 8 years.
Right. Yeah.
So, I think it's pretty loose, but it makes sense, I guess.
It's a nice notion.
Yeah. The last little bit of news I got here, Marvel might be developing another Blade movie. But wait, the twist is it might be Blade's daughter.
Oh, shit.
Because apparently the new Blade series that Marvel Comics is coming out with soon here is going to be based around his daughter being the main character.
Okay.
And so they're thinking that might carry over to the movies.
That makes sense. Yeah, it seems like they usually line up that kind of shit, like with Cyborg being in the Justice League and in the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
And he was just recently put on the Justice League.
Mm-hmm. And not that it means anything because it could take years, but on this article I'm reading, it says that the character is considered a priority for Marvel on the business end of things.
Oh, is that right?
So
that's cool.
Maybe they'll get that out soon because I'm a huge Blade fan.
Yeah.
And me thinking as me about this news, I think I would be pissed off about it, but I'm pretty okay with it.
Right.
As long as
any Blade is good Blade.
Yeah, right? I feel like as long as you don't make it like, I don't want to say an origin story because obviously it's going to be an origin story because this is the first time we'll ever have been introduced to his daughter.
Yeah.
But as long as you don't make it kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm just this teenage girl who goes to school. I don't know anything about this vampire stuff.
And then just have
and then Blade,
an hour and a half of exposition.
Yeah. If you just kind of have her start off as
we don't need
killer, and then you can do flashbacks like in the original Blade when he's just a vampire killer the whole time, and then there's 1 or 2 flashbacks when they explain his origin,
right? Where
they show him as a little kid.
Yeah, honestly, I miss the days when that's all you need for an origin story.
Just now a flashback.
Now when they do origin stories, it's 3/4 of the movie is just them building up to becoming the character.
Yeah, and I'm a little. I hope they don't do that, but I'm excited for the new comic series, which I have, pre-ordered or whatever. And I'm excited for this new movie, whether or not it's a daughter or Blade.
Right.
And Wesley Snipes is in talks, he says. So maybe he'll be the mentor role or something.
Yeah. You better have a part in it.
Yeah. He's crazy, but I think you definitely have to give him a part in it. Okay. The main segment we're going to do today is we're going to look at some actors and we're going to go through their filmography and talk about certain roles we love, certain ones we haven't seen but we want to see. But before we do that, I just want to preface it by saying that you just saw the original Superman for the first time yesterday.
I did, yeah.
So good, right?
Yeah, actually, I liked it more than Man of Steel, honestly.
Yeah, I did too. I think that was generally a consensus, but it still holds up pretty well.
It's almost it has a certain quality of whimsy that's almost necessary, Mm-hmm. Man of Steel just takes it's not a bad thing to take yourself seriously, but Man of Steel is just way too drab and serious and dark, and it just doesn't work for Superman.
No, yeah, exactly.
Which is what most people's complaints about it were.
Well, I think Christopher Reeve plays a really good Superman.
Yeah, definitely.
Marlon Brando as Jor-El, but I mean, he might have got paid a little too much money to do that. He was barely in it, but I mean, Gene Hackman was a good Lex Luthor. He wasn't the typical Lex Luthor you think
of. Very
of,
different Lex Luthor, but
he was still
enjoyable.
He was still good in it, though.
Yeah.
You know, and just a bunch of classic people in this, and I mean. The flying effect is kind of cheesy, but I mean it's not.
It's like a good.
It's like a good cheesy. Yeah. It doesn't look terrible.
Like it makes you just think of like, I mean, yeah, like it came out a year after Star Wars did.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like it just kind of makes you think, oh, like, this is what Star Wars is kind of like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Star Wars, like the effects don't. It's almost preferable to just like mass amounts of crazy CGI.
Oh yeah,
case, you know.
I get you. No, I love this movie, and I think it's pretty good. The only scene I'd say I could do without is just probably the
reversing time.
No, I kind of like that because like in the 70s, Superman. In the 70s they hadn't done Infinite Crisis yet.
Okay.
Which meant all your characters were running in unchecked.
Right.
Which meant Superman had literally every power he's ever had since the creation of Superman.
Yeah.
So he could do that kind of stuff, and I kind of think that's fun, wacky stuff. But
I mean, he's only been Superman for like a few weeks though at this point.
Well, in this point, I'm talking about in the comics era at that point.
Yeah.
But just like it was at that point where he can do anything.
Right.
Like anything.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think that was terrible. I think it's the scene where they're flying and Lois is like reading that poem
her inner monologue poetry. Yeah, that was kind of gay.
Because at first, the first time I ever saw that, I thought that he could read her mind, and that's what she was thinking.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really stupid.
Yeah.
Why is she thinking a poem?
Yeah.
Then the second time I watched it, I was like, okay, maybe he is reading her mind. But why is this what she's thinking?
But then it's just
and then I kind of go back and forth every time. I'm kind of like, nah, he's not reading her mind. This is just what she's thinking.
Right.
And then next time I watch it, I'll be like, yeah, he can read her mind, but hopefully this isn't.
It's
what
almost
she's
like
thinking.
they were writing that scene and they're like, we're just kind of flying around for a while in silence. We usually fill something in here.
Yeah.
But didn't make the right choice as to what to put in.
Okay, the main segment, like I said, we're going to be looking at some actors' filmographies and talking about their roles that we've seen and love and haven't seen and want to see. And coincidentally, we both chose one. I chose Chris Evans.
I chose Christian Bale, yeah.
And that was without talking to each other, so we kind of just chose opposite ends of the comic spectrum, but that's okay. So we'll start with Christian Bale. We're not going to go through every movie they've done, but we'll go through some of their stickouts or, their most populars.
Probably start at, like, American Psycho.
Yeah, that's about where I'm starting. American Psycho, great movie.
Yeah, incredible film.
Do you think that it was all in his head, or do you think he was actually killing people?
I think he was actually killing people.
See, I don't know.
But
it's kind of a Superman
I've only seen it once. I'd have to watch it again and really think about it. But
yeah,
my immediate impression was just like he's killed all these people and they're nobody's noticing or caring.
Yeah, I go back and forth, kind of like most things.
Yeah. Every
time I watch it, it's something different. More times than not, I think I've landed on that it's all in his head though. Just because I like to think of. Well, I mean, either way, it's kind of the same thing, but I like to kind of think of it that way, as in, these people are just thinking about this and walking around. Because, I mean, I have some pretty crazy thoughts sometimes, but I don't think I'd ever, actually go out and kill people, serial killer style. But,
one of my all-time favorite movie scenes is the scene where they're all comparing their business cards.
Oh, yeah.
And his inner monologue is just like, oh, that motherfucker's got this font and that color, I'm gonna kill him, and all that shit. And they all look the same. They're all the same card, white card with the same font, and he's just freaking out about it inside. I love that fucking scene.
Oh yeah. Alright, next we have this one's kind of more for fun because I love it, but okay. This is called Reign of Fire. Do you know anything about it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's basically a medieval movie with dragons, but it has Matthew McConaughey, Gerard Butler, it's Christian Bale in it, and just it's just silly. It's like medieval, you know. They were all kind of low actors at that point.
Yeah,
They're just taking work, but it's kind of like it's one of those movies that every now and then, if you channel surf and you stop on Sci-Fi, you'll see it on, and you'll just be like, McConaughey, what are you doing?
Fighting dragons.
Fighting dragons. Alright, then you have... Ooh, this is a really good one. Equilibrium. You seen Equilibrium?
I haven't seen Equilibrium, no.
Oh my gosh, dude, you have to watch it.
I've heard good things about it.
It's so good. I'll read the description right here. It's in a fascist future where all forms of feelings are illegal. A man in charge of enforcing the law rises to overthrow the system. So, but it's future, it's sci-fi, and it has a lot of guns, but it's like kung fu with guns.
Okay.
So like.
It's like kind of Matrix-y?
It's super Matrix-y, because this would have been at the point where right when the second one probably came out-ish, 2002.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's like they created their own brand of kung fu.
Nice.
Like, I don't know if it was the director or someone on set though. They created their own brand of kung fu, specifically with guns involved, because this has guns involved. You can just watch like a trailer or a clip from the movie, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christian Bale, Sean Bean is in it. Taye Diggs is the second guy on the listing, so he must be pretty important. And I haven't seen this movie in a while, but it's really good.
Right on.
But yeah, I love this movie. Alright, next, Machinist. You seen Machinist?
Actually, that's on my list. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but...
The kid is on my list. Sorry. No, yeah, really good. He actually lost all the weight for this movie.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And then, like, didn't he have to, like, bulk back up for Batman, like, immediately?
Yeah, he I think he dropped himself to, I heard, 80 pounds for this movie. And then...
That's insane.
This is literally right before Batman Begins.
Yeah.
And... he got hired to be Batman, and so once he found out he was hired to be Batman, he's like, okay, I need to bulk up. So then he bulked up to like... And
then he was like 2 bulk or something.
Yeah, he bulked up to like 230, I think it was, and he got like super muscular and shit. And then Christopher Nolan's like, oh, no, man, no.
Go with a little
what did you do?
Batman.
We're going with a slim Batman. And Christian Bale's like, okay, no problem. And then he just, like, shrank back down to what he needed to be.
Morph my body once more for you.
Yes, of course. Alright, then we have Batman Begins, 2005.
Yeah.
Pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Probably my second favorite of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Before Rises, after Night. Yeah. But pretty good for an origin story. Didn't focus. I mean, he took a while to become Batman, but it wasn't like a boring.
It wasn't like
while.
Yeah. It was just...
It wasn't all like, oh, watch my parents die. It was like you actually got to see some of his training and stuff, which was pretty cool.
The biggest thing, and it's a lot of people's complaint about the movie, is how he lets Ra's al Ghul die in the end.
Yeah, I get you.
Which is like, but I mean, super not Batman.
To be fair, before he even makes his rule of no killing, or actually exactly when he makes it and says he won't kill that other ninja dude, he burns all those ninjas to death in that little like.
Did they all die in there?
Well, I mean, rewatch the scene, man. He actually kills the old guy. I think he like puts a beam on him and like crushes him.
Yeah.
But then he kicks the other ninjas into like fire and stuff, and then the whole building explodes as him and Roz, slide away or whatever. So I mean, pretty direct. Yeah, you'll have to watch it again. It's pretty directly. I don't
remember thinking at the time like, holy shit, he just killed those people.
Well, I don't think he like directly was like, I'm gonna throw these ninjas into fire, but he threw them into fire.
He was like just trying to find a way to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I guess we'll just do all the Batmans at once, even though there are technically movies between that I want to talk about as well. But Dark Knight,
not much needs to be said.
Yeah, not much needs to be said. One of the best movies ever. Dark Knight Rises, pretty good. It was great. Probably my least favorite of the trilogy.
Seeing it opening night though, like, was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And just like.
Oh yeah, that was great.
The end scene where you're like, oh my god, he fixed the autopilot.
Yeah.
And he's in the cafe. And there's god. It's like.
And then you watch it a second time and you're like.
And then
and
like I remember watching it and the next day I was just thinking about it. I was like, it wasn't like as good as it could have been, but it was just like seeing it in theaters was crazy.
I think part of my best experience for it was you went with different people than I went, but we both went to the same theater at opening night.
Oh yeah.
But I went with our mutual friend Jarrett and his brother, and his brother's super into comics and all that. He's one of those people he'd been waiting for a while to, like, you know, see the movie. And he's one of those people who, like, checks websites daily for, like, news on the stuff, and he speculates hardcore what's gonna happen, you know, and just like
he's always got the theory about
he's always got the theory or whatever. And I remember, because it was a midnight release and because it was such a big movie, they let us into the theater at like 9:00, and we just sat there from 9 till midnight. But Jared's brother was 21 and we weren't, so he was just going back up to the concession counter like every 10 minutes and getting a beer. Yeah. So he had like, I think he had like 5 to 7 beers before the movie started, and then he passed out He passed out right before the whole Bane Batman fight.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't wake up again until probably the bomb scene. Yeah. So he missed like 50% of that movie, if not a little more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he was like, I mean, obviously I was super excited, but, you know, he was probably the most excited person I knew to see it, and he just passed out the whole time. We even told him, we're like, dude, maybe you shouldn't keep drinking, you know, like.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I think one of my favorite things about that movie, though, is just how, like, they don't hold back on, like, the destruction and, like, the sheer, like, I guess epicness of like what Bane is doing to this.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, I agree.
Like there were some scenes, there were some times there I was like, whoa, like he's not fucking around, like he's just destroying everything and killing so many people.
No, I agree.
Which I think gave the movie like a really awesome like feel, you know.
Oh yeah,
it was a sweet atmosphere, like just like inner city apocalypse, basically.
Inner city life.
And I like
inner city pressure. Anyway, Prestige. One of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah.
All time.
That was crazy.
All time. Such a good movie. Hugh Jackman's also in that. Mm-hmm. Scarlett Johansson has kind of a minor-ish role.
And then David Bowie's Nicholas Tesla.
David Bowie.
I'm David Bowie.
Michael Caine, who seems to be a pretty mainstay with anything Chris Nolan. Alright, then we have 3:10 to Yuma. Did you ever see that?
No.
It's a kind of a Western. Russell Crowe, Christian Bale, and I forget which one's which. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but one of them is a rancher and one of them is a outlaw.
Okay.
And the rancher agrees to hold the outlaw, who's waiting for a train, and then there's a battle over, like, I don't know, just a bunch of crazy stuff happens.
Western shit.
Pretty sure Christian Bale is the rancher and the outlaw is Russell Crowe.
Okay.
I'm a fan of a good Western every now and then, but I don't go out of my way to watch them.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the super good ones, like, you know, Man with No Name trilogy, and there's been some okay ones lately.
Not too many westerns made anymore.
No, about one a year, and they're not very
dead genre.
About one a year, and they're pretty low key.
Yeah.
Terminator Salvation.
Oh right.
This one I have not seen.
That was actually the first Terminator movie I saw. And really? I thought it was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could see how it'd be awesome if it's the first one you've ever seen, because it's actually the war.
Right. Yeah.
And that was the one thing that the originals were missing, was more scenes of the war.
Yeah, exactly.
But correct me if I'm wrong, but towards the end of this movie, spoiler alert, doesn't Christian Bale get, like, punched super hard in the heart.
I really don't remember.
And then he has to, like, get Sam Worthington, who's, like, a Terminator with an actual heart for some reason, to put his heart into himself, and they have, like, open heart surgery on the battlefield, and then Christian Bale ends up being okay, even though he was probably, like, legally dead for, like, a long time while they were doing that.
I don't know. It's been like 5 years since I've seen that movie.
Okay, well, I heard that's how it happens. And there's apparently an alternate ending as well where Sam Worthington just, like, takes over as Christian Bale's character, John Connor. And just, like, because apparently in this movie, no one knows who John Connor is. And, like, there's a rumor going around that John Connor is the one person who's supposed to, like, save the Resistance.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, yeah.
But no one actually knows who John Connor is except for John Connor and, like, a couple other people. And so the rumor is at the end, when Christian Bale gets, like, hit really hard in the heart or something, he gets, like, impaled or something, Sam Worthington, who's, like, a Terminator with, like, human feelings and stuff, takes over as John Connor because no one knows who John Connor looks like.
Okay, so he's just like an idea.
Yeah.
I got you.
But
he's like Batman.
But that's like an alternate ending. The actual ending is, I think he gets a heart put in and it's actually still Christian Bale. But,
okay.
But, yeah. Okay. Public Enemies. You seen that?
I haven't seen that. There's
Damn, you haven't seen a lot of these.
I know.
Public Enemies, that's the one where Johnny Depp plays John Dillinger, the bank robber.
Okay.
And Christian Bale plays the FBI agent that, like, hunts him down and eventually captures him.
For sure.
It's just a bank robbery story from the 30s, but it's a pretty good one. Now, some of these next ones I know you've seen because we saw them together. Out of the Furnace.
Yeah.
I liked that one.
I actually did like that movie quite a bit.
A lot of critics didn't really love it.
I mean, it's not really, like... It's not really much of a movie, but it's like, you know.
Yeah, no,
it's a nice,
good.
like, it's just a basic, like, revenge story.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty well executed. I like that. Yeah. I did like that movie quite a bit, yeah.
Alright. American Hustle. Super good. I liked it.
A lot of people didn't like American Hustle, but
I liked it.
People didn't like it for the convoluted plot and shit.
But I think the convoluted plot is exactly why it worked so well.
Yeah, like, it's just... And, like...
Because everyone was getting it over on each other.
Yeah. And then great performances from Christian Bale and Bradley Cooper and Amy Adams. Especially Amy Adams. She fucking killed in that movie.
She did, yeah. Jeremy Renner was pretty good, too.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of... Yeah.
Jen Lawrence. Which, fun fact, neither of these people are on our list of actors we're talking about, but they were both in that movie, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. Great movie if you haven't seen it.
What, Silver Linings Playbook?
Silver Linings Playbook. The movie's so good. I went into it because I work at a movie theater and I get free movies. Mm-hmm. So I went into it thinking, okay, this is a way to kill 2.5 hours. You know, I don't think it's 2.5 hours long, but you get the point. You know, It's a good way to kill some time. And I'm like, ooh, this is pretty good. Yeah. I really like this.
It was nominated for Best Picture, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Alright. And then the last of the movies that he's actually done, other than some weird one that I'm looking at right now that I haven't seen, Exodus, which we saw together.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
I kind of liked Exodus. I mean, it was okay.
It was okay in aspects.
Flaws were.
Yeah, it was okay in aspects, but
like I do like a good like epic Bible story, you know.
Yeah.
Like especially like the crossing the Red Sea scene, like that was pretty sweet.
No, like some of these scenes were awesome, but I just feel that the movie overall was kind of a letdown for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wasn't...
And it dragged.
That's true.
It was almost... It was 2.5 hours long. Yeah. I'm looking at the runtime right now. 150. Actually 2.5 hours long. Yeah. And, like, you don't even see them, like, on the run or whatever until, like, 75% of the way through the movie.
Yeah, it's just, like,
and then
politics.
It's politics. And then the last quarter of the movie is, you know, them chasing down the slaves kind of thing. Alright, and then some of his upcoming movies are The Promise. It says, set during the last days of the Ottoman Empire, The Promise follows a love triangle between Michael, a brilliant medical student, the beautiful and sophisticated Anna, and Chris, a renowned 1 second while it loads. American journalist based in Paris.
Is that what's going on there?
Oh,
no, we're
okay.
good. Okay.
We're good. All right. But, yeah. I'm not sure how that... I guess the last days of the Ottoman Empire were in, like, the early 1900s.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It sounds okay. Oscar Isaac is in it. Christian Bale. Some woman I've never heard of. Charlotte Le Bon. But Oscar Isaac, if you know, he's in the new Star Wars.
Yeah.
And he was
right.
in Ex Machina.
That's right. That movie was awesome.
He was the bearded guy in Ex Machina.
That movie was surprisingly good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
liked
went into
that
it just thinking like, oh, just another like AI like stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Pretty good.
But yeah.
All right. The next one, The Big Short. The men who made millions from a global economic meltdown. That is literally word for word the description IMDb has right now. But some of the stars are Brad Pitt, Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Karen Gillan, Ryan Gosling, Selena Gomez, Marissa Tomei, Melissa Leo. It's got a ton of stars listed.
Them in there.
But that sounds okay. I'll see it, especially with that cast.
Yeah, no kidding. Jungle Book Origins.
Yep, that's the last one I have listed.
Isn't there
here.
another Jungle Book?
Yes, there's
Jungle Book?
There's two. Okay, the one we're talking about, Jungle Book Origins, it's directed by Andy Serkis, and it's going to be mostly mocap because Andy Serkis is super good at mocap.
I mean, obviously he's the king of that.
But yeah, Christian Bale's going to play Bagheera, Benedict Cumberbatch is Shere Khan, Cate Blanchett's going to be Kaa, Andy Serkis will be Baloo, just a bunch of famous people.
Okay.
And then the other one is by Jon Favreau, and that's just, as far as I know, that's live action, and they'll probably use like CGI animals or whatever. But
right.
They're both in production. I don't think they come out close to each other, otherwise that wouldn't work very well.
It's like White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen.
Oh yeah.
Those came
Fun
out
fact.
like right next to each other, and they're like about the exact same thing.
So here's another fun story if you want to hear that. Olympus Has Fallen actually kind of like tries to hide the fact that Olympus is the White House, right?
Yeah.
The sequel is coming out. It's called London Has Fallen. So they're just like, nope, we're gonna be blunt. London is dead, like no more London. All right. Now we're gonna go to Chris Evans. Some of his early stuff is, in TV and stuff, obviously. But I'm gonna pull up some of his better known movies here. Alright, Perfect Score. This is kind of like the first movie he really did, but it's not very good. I've seen it. It's about high school students who like steal the answers to the SAT so they can all get their dream jobs. Yeah. And then in stealing, they decide that they don't really want those jobs, or they do, but they want to get them themselves, even if it's super hard or whatever.
That sounds pretty lame.
Yeah, it's him and Scarlett Johansson are pretty much the only main people in it.
Yeah.
But we watched this at my work as a staff night thing fairly recently. It was okay, but it wasn't great. Then you have Cellular. I haven't seen this, but it says a young man receives an emergency phone call on his cell phone from an older woman. The catch? The woman claims to have been kidnapped, and the kidnappers have targeted her husband and child next. Kim Basinger, Chris Evans, Jason Statham,
sounds like a crazy
Jessica Biel. Not a terrible cast. I just haven't seen it or even heard of it.
I bet Jason Statham's the kidnapper.
I bet. Yeah, probably. Sounds okay. Then we got Fantastic Four. Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze?
Yep, you know it. Yep.
That's his name, huh?
Get it? No, it's Johnny Storm. Johnny Blaze is, of course, Ghost Rider, which is an equally terrible movie. But
which is a bummer, because I always like Ghost Rider. It'd be awesome to have a good Ghost Rider movie.
Yeah.
But
it'd be. Yeah, probably won't happen, though. Okay. But yeah, Fantastic Four, pretty bad. Really bad origin. Totally misused. Doctor Doom.
I haven't seen Fantastic Four.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
That's really bad. They go into space, and something in space like gives them powers, but it's not very good.
Right.
He's a really good Johnny Storm, cocky douchebag.
Yeah.
But the movie itself is pretty bad.
Gotcha.
And then Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer is pretty much the same thing. Terrible movie. He's really good in it because he's a cocky asshole.
Yeah, I've heard that the climax to the second one is just like 2 minutes of Galactus appearing and they kick his ass and then it's over.
Oh yeah, and Galactus is a cloud monster.
Yeah.
He's a cloud monster. But the way
the same thing with Parallax.
Well, the way they beat Dr. Doom in this, because Dr. Doom gets a hold of Silver Surfer's surfboard, and he's riding around on it, so he has Dr. Doom powers plus the, cosmic powers or whatever. But, yeah, apparently the way they defeat Dr. Doom, because I haven't seen this since it came out in theaters, was all of the Fantastic Four put their powers into Johnny Storm. So he has thing features, and he can go invisible and force fields, and he can stretch, and he also has fire, and that's how they kind of beat Dr. Doom.
Gotcha.
But then Galactus is like a cloud monster, and it basically turns out Silver Surfer, who, if you know anything about the comics, is kind of like a slave to Galactus, because he's like, I'll follow you around, and I'll be your servant as long as you don't kill my planet.
Yeah.
But, and then at the end, basically how they resolve it is Silver Surfer goes into space and is like, I can beat you because I believe in myself. And then he believes in himself hard enough and he wins.
That's wacky.
Alright. This next movie I actually just saw Friday. Sunshine. Have you seen or heard anything about this?
I have not.
Okay, it's got Cillian Murphy, Rose Byrne, Chris Evans, and a couple other people you'd probably recognize. Benedict Wong, Mark Strong, and, just some other people in it. But the premise is that the sun is dying.
Okay.
And so they're sending astronauts to the sun, and they're going to put a bomb in the sun, ignite the bomb, and then that will make that'll reignite the sun and basically make it so that the sun is, the sun again.
Okay.
But there's some twists and some turns in it, but it's really good.
Is it?
I liked it a lot.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So.
I like Rose Byrne. She's really hot.
Yeah, she's really not that hot in this. This is 2007 Rose Byrne.
She's my number one celebrity crush, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
She's 10 years younger in this.
Yeah.
But, she's still hot, just low-key hot, because she's scientist in a 7-year expedition.
Yeah.
Doesn't get a lot of makeup hot, but yeah, she's pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty good. Then we have Push. Do you know anything about Push?
Nope.
God damn it, Brad. Push is it's a movie about superpowers basically, but without being about superpowers. Mm-hmm. Well, it is about superpowers, but okay.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's got Dakota Fanning and Chris Evans and some other people in it. Djimon Hounsou, or however you say his name, the guy I really like, who's in everything.
Who now?
The guy who played Papa Midnight in Constantine.
Djimon Hounsou.
He's in everything, just as a little bit part, and I love him so much. But yeah, it's Chris Evans has
Oh, he's the guy in Guardians.
Yeah. But
Star-Lord, man. Yeah.
Chris Evans has I don't know how to say it, telepathy kind of powers. Or not really, just he has telekinetic powers and force fields and stuff. And then some other people have different powers, and there's a government organization that wants to use their powers for evil and stuff.
Right.
But it's pretty good. I liked it.
All right.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim's great. I love Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, he plays the second X, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays the second X. And he's the skater movie star guy. Same kind of thing, cocky asshole. Just oh, what's up, man? You know, like, oh, you think you can date my girl?
He's played an asshole so many times, and now he's Captain America. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. And Captain America's like the best guy ever, kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good one. Then this is basically when you start the Marvel stuff. Captain America #1. I like it more than a lot of people do, but I still don't think it's amazing. But I think it's pretty good.
It just kind of suffered the super long origin exposition, but I still enjoy it. Yeah.
And in a weird way, too. Like, he becomes Captain America pretty quick, you know? Like,
right.
He's Captain America probably half an hour into the movie. Like, but he's not Captain America. It's like, he's used for show and stuff until about halfway through the movie.
It's got a lot of, like, you know, war action, too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's like a war movie and a superhero movie just fused together.
Alright, Avengers 1. I mean, I like the action scenes.
Yeah.
The jokes are kind of okay, but having seen it like 6 or 7 times, I'm kind of like, it's okay.
I mean, I've had enough of it, but it's a damn entertaining movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Cap Winter Soldier, probably
Incredible.
My second favorite Marvel movie.
Second after Guardians.
Yeah,
definitely.
Second after Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Avengers 2, pretty good, but not excellent.
Yeah.
Definitely a good Avengers movie. Just, you know, could have been a little bit better probably.
Yeah, seeing it a second time, it just kind of feels really similar to the first movie.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like you got, you know,
everyone gathering together.
Like they kind of like tried to make Ultron simpler, you know?
Yeah. And
just
I like Ultron in that movie though.
Yeah, I do too, but like it just seems like they're trying to like I don't know, just appeal to the masses and just kind of like make him a more basic villain with just like a generic army of things, and he just got a basic plan to just like take out the world.
Yeah,
which is good, but yeah, like I feel like it could have been. Like I feel like that's one thing Marvel I feel like kind of suffers from is they focus way more on the heroes than the villains. You know?
Yeah.
Like the villains are never the strong point of the movie.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and villains are pretty good. I mean, they're probably not using it as an excuse because they probably don't think this way, but I definitely think DC has the better villains. So
yeah,
and I definitely think they've done more to focus on their villains in the past, which they don't really have a shared universe yet. But I mean, the movies that we've seen of DC, they do tend to focus on the villains more.
I mean, yeah, like especially. Like Dark Knight.
Dark Knight was all
Dark
Knight Rises.
Joker is the symbol for the Dark Knight.
Yeah. Maybe not so much in like Green Lantern, but I mean that movie was pretty bad. Yeah. So. But we do spend a lot of time with Big Head.
About Marvel too is all the good villains are owned by Fox, you know.
Yeah.
And they just fucked up Doctor Doom again.
Yeah, again.
And then obviously Magneto's awesome.
Yeah.
But you can't have him in the shared universe. Unfortunately.
Alright. And then he's got some other rom-coms on here. And then we get to his upcoming Civil War. And then the only other upcoming listed is a movie called Gifted. A man tries to raise a brilliant young daughter of his dead sister, but battles with the child's mother over custody. Wait, what? That in itself doesn't make sense.
What is it?
A man tries to raise the brilliant young daughter of his dead sister, implying that, you know, his dead sister was the young daughter, but battles with the child's mother over custody. But if the young daughter was of the dead sister, then how could he battle the child's mother who's dead?
Couple.
That could be. That's true too. I didn't even think of that. But yeah. That's the only other upcoming he has listed. And I totally forgot about Snowpiercer, which I haven't seen, but everyone tells me to watch it.
I've heard that's really good.
Everyone's told me to watch it. It's got a 7.0, so I mean, can't be terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's pretty much what we have to discuss for today.
Alrighty.
Just keep an eye out. We'll probably have another podcast here soon. Getting some more movies on the channel there. I'm going to do a review here in the next couple days of We Are Your Friends because I went and saw that. It was okay. It was okay. I mean, I liked it a lot, but I can totally see why critics are bashing it. Plus, it didn't make that much money, which unfortunately is kind of the gauge of how good a movie is anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I can totally see why critics didn't like it, and I can totally understand why some people didn't go to it.
Right.
But if you actually go and you actually sit down and watch it, it's pretty good. I don't know that I'd pay full price to go see it a second time.
Right.
Maybe I'd see it on like a discount day, or I'd wait till my theater got it, but it's definitely worth a watch. I mean, Zac Efron's good. Wes Bentley plays like a famous DJ who kind of like, I don't want to say mentors, but I guess mentors him. And Wes Bentley, he's kind of one of those people who just sneaks through the cracks, but he's in a lot. But you like it when he's in, like, in Interstellar, he was one of those scientists in Interstellar. He was the one that dies on the water planet.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, what's the other one here? He was in the first Hunger Games. He was that guy with the crazy facial hair who, like, designed the games.
Okay, yeah.
He's just in a bunch of little stuff in little parts, but whenever you see him, you're like, oh, it's that guy. And he's pretty good in that, yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah. That's this. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.